I'm Crystal Craven, and I am a singer, a songwriter, and a worship leader, and I am passionate about sharing what God inspires. And this is your weekly devotional. Alrighty, well, we are beginning Luke chapter 18 today, and we're going to cover a little chunk of verses, which is a parable that Jesus told. So let's jump right in here to Luke 18, verses 1 through 8, and it says, "And he told them a parable to the effect that they ought always to pray and to not lose heart. He said, 'In a certain city there was a judge who neither feared God nor respected man. And there was a widow in that city who kept coming to him and saying, "Give me justice against my adversary." For a while he refused, but afterward he said to himself, "Though I neither fear God nor respect man, yet because this widow keeps bothering me, I will give her justice, so that she will not beat me down by her continual coming." And the Lord said, "Hear what the unrighteous judge says. And will not God give justice to his elect who cry to him day and night? Will he delay long over them? I tell you, he will give justice to them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth?" All right, well, in this parable, it's actually really cool that we're told the purpose of it up front. And it's to the effect that they ought always to pray and not lose heart. Now, Jesus isn't in the business of tearing us down and making us weary. But in this life, weariness tends to find its place because, well, sin and the effects of sin tear us down again and again and again. But the same God who has overcome the world and told us, "Come to me and I will give you rest," is the same God who gives us this parable to encourage us to always pray and to not lose heart. Now, in a nutshell, we read that God is a righteous judge. And if an unrighteous judge will grant justice by just being bothered, how much more will our righteous judge give justice because of hearing his children's cry day and night? God is not bothered or annoyed by our constant prayers and cries to him. He is our Father who loves us. And just as a parent who hears their child crying doesn't simply feed them or change their diaper or something because they're annoying them, but they do it because they love their child and they want to tend to them. And yet, underlying the encouragement to always pray and to not lose heart is the foundation of faith. This whole section ends with the question that nevertheless, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on earth? On numerous occasions, Jesus mentioned people's faith. So here's some things that Jesus said where he was talking about faith. In Luke 8:25, he asked, "Where is your faith?" Matthew 14:31, "Oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt?" In Luke 17:6, "If you had faith like a grain of the mustard seed, you could say to the mulberry tree, 'Be uprooted and planted in the sea,' and it would obey you." And Matthew 8:10, "Truly I tell you, with no one in Israel have I found such faith." And we're also told in Hebrews that faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen, and that without faith it is impossible to please God. For whoever would draw near to God must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who seek him. It takes faith to continue to ask in prayer, even after seemingly getting refused a response. Now, right before asking if the Son of Man will find faith, Jesus said that God would give justice to those who cry to him day and night, and he would do it speedily. But it doesn't always feel speedily on our timeline, does it? Now, of course, in light of eternity, but in light of eternity, it's a split second, but it does take faith to believe God will do what he says he's going to do, and then continue to trust and continue to cry out to him continually until we see it come to fruition. And our faith, that confidence, that assurance, right, and the conviction that we have in our God, it's of great value. I mean, that's why we go through trials, right? Because it tests the genuineness of our faith and it refines us through it. And Peter had told us that our genuine faith is more precious to God than gold. In 1 Peter 1, 6 and 7, it says this, "In this you rejoice, though now for a little while, if necessary, you have been grieved by various trials, so that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ." It's no wonder then why Jesus admonishes us to always pray and to not lose heart, because those are practical ways to keep our faith as we walk through the hardships of life. Jesus is coming back really, really soon, and we want him to find us as his servants, faithful upon his return. If you've been praying and crying out to the Lord and seemingly nothing is happening, don't lose heart. Keep the faith and persevere in praying always. And I want to leave you with these verses from Hebrews in chapter 10, verses 35 through 39. It says, "Therefore, do not throw away your confidence, which has a great reward. For you have need of endurance, so that when you have done the will of God, you may receive what was promised. For yet a little while, and the coming one will come and will not delay. But my righteous one shall live by faith, and if he shrinks back, my soul has no pleasure in him. But we are not of those who shrink back and are destroyed, but of those who have faith and preserve their souls." For blogs, written devotionals, and originally written songs, visit crystalcravenmusic.com. And that is Crystal with a K and Craven with a C.